It's just a narrow strip of water, barely 30 miles wide. You could cross it in less than an hour. But this one waterway holds the power to crash the global economy, to spike gas prices overnight, to trigger a war that pulls in superpowers from every corner of the planet. This is the Strait of Hormuz, and if Iran ever blocks it, the world burns. Let's break it down. What is this place? Why is it so important? And what exactly happens if Iran shuts it down? Part 1. Why the Strait of Hormuz matters so much. First, geography. The Strait of Hormuz lies between Iran and Oman, connecting the Persian Gulf to the Arabian Sea. Through this narrow passage flows 20% of all global oil exports. Yes, 1 in 5 barrels of oil consumed worldwide passes through here. Countries like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iraq, UAE, and Qatar rely on this route to ship their oil to Asia, Europe, and beyond. There's no real alternative. You block this, you choke the lifeline of modern civilization. Tankers worth billions pass daily, giants of steel loaded with black gold. And who sits on the northern bank of this choke point? Iran. Armed, ready, and furious. Part 2. Has Iran ever threatened to block it? Oh yes, many times. Since the 1980s, during the Iran-Iraq War, Iran has threatened the strait repeatedly. In 2008, during tension with the US, Iranian officials declared, "If we are threatened, we will close the Strait of Hormuz." In 2011, following Western sanctions, they said it again. In 2019, after a US drone was shot down, they conducted massive naval drills there. This isn't just bluff. Iran has rehearsed this scenario over and over. They've planted sea mines. They've deployed fast attack boats. They've harassed tankers, seized them, and even attacked them with limpet mines. Their elite IRGC Navy operates small, high-speed boats designed to swarm and overwhelm larger vessels. And they know the terrain. This is their backyard, their chessboard, their trap. Part 3. Can Iran actually do it? Let's be real. Yes, at least temporarily. Iran has thousands of naval mines, submarines, anti-ship missiles, and fast boats. They've invested heavily in A2AD anti-access area denial systems. They could drop mines in shipping lanes, launch missile attacks from coastal batteries, use drone swarms, harass tankers with speedboats, use submarines to patrol and ambush. They could turn the strait into a war zone. And even a temporary disruption could cause global chaos. Part 4. What happens next? Global shockwaves. Let's say Iran does it. The world's oil flow drops by 20% overnight. Oil prices triple. Gas pumps run dry. Inflation skyrockets. Stock markets crash. In days, airlines begin canceling flights. Trucking and shipping industries slow. Supermarkets feel the pinch. Global food prices rise. And guess what? Even countries that don't buy oil from the Middle East still suffer. Because oil is priced globally. You block the strait, you don't just hurt your enemies. You hurt everyone. Part 5. How would the world respond? Within hours, emergency meetings would be held in Washington, D.C., London, Brussels, Riyadh, New Delhi, Beijing. Because everyone has skin in this game. The U.S. Fifth Fleet, based in Bahrain, would mobilize. Aircraft carriers, destroyers, submarines deployed instantly. A naval escort operation would begin. Think of it as a floating freeway with military protection. But Iran would fight back using asymmetric warfare. Think swarm attacks, drone hits, cyber sabotage. So then comes the real risk. Part 6. Does it trigger World War III? Maybe. If US warships are attacked, America responds hard. Airstrikes, missile raids, possibly hitting targets inside Iran. Iran retaliates. Hezbollah launches rockets at Israel. Yemen's Houthis attack Red Sea routes. Shia militias in Iraq hit US bases. Suddenly, what began in a 30-mile strait becomes a full-scale regional war. And countries like Russia and China? They might not send troops, but they'll send weapons. Fuel anti-American sentiment, block UN resolutions, and profit off chaos. Part 7. Can the world avoid it? Yes, if it prepares early. That's why the US, UK, France, and Saudi Arabia regularly conduct naval drills in the Gulf. They're rehearsing this exact scenario. NATO has mapped every inch of the seabed for mines. Drones now monitor Iranian boats in real time. Satellites watch the strait 24/7. And oil companies? They're stockpiling reserves, diversifying supply chains, preparing backup shipping routes through pipelines in Saudi Arabia and the UAE. But those are limited. Nothing truly replaces the Strait of Hormuz. Part 8. Why Iran might actually do it. Someday. Iran doesn't want war, but it's willing to use the threat of war as leverage. If its regime is cornered by sanctions, uprisings, or foreign attack, it might go all in. A desperate move to rally nationalism, to force global negotiation, or to just send a message. Blocking the strait is Iran's nuclear option without the nukes. And they know it. Conclusion. One strait, one matchstick, endless fire. The Strait of Hormuz looks peaceful. Blue waters, tankers sailing, sun reflecting. But it's the most dangerous 30 miles on Earth. Because in those waters floats the future of global stability. If Iran blocks it, the consequences won't just be local. They'll be global, immediate, and unstoppable. So now you know, if you hear the phrase Strait of Hormuz in the news again, listen closely, because if it ever goes quiet, the world may never be the same.